Okay, but I still am on this page. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hey everybody, Tara Green here. As usual, technical difficulties uh, when everything's retrograde. Okay. So please say hi if you're out there. Please say hi to me. Let me know where you're from. I'm Tara Green. I'm Agent 129. I'm up in Toronto, Canada. I've been a cosmic intelligence agency agent since about 2014. So I hope you haven't gone away thinking that this wasn't happening. It says there's 6 viewers. I'm going to wait a little bit until more people come on. This was set to go on automatically, but the video wasn't going. So, okay. So please say hi. I want to see who's there. Okay, 15 viewers, great. Come on, don't be shy. Say hi. So if you haven't been there before, hi from Wisconsin. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. I did put out some advanced PR that I was coming on to do this event. Hi, Alma. Hi, Susan. This is a regular event for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency that I do every month. Okay. Good morning from Down Under. Hi, Down Under people. Cosmic Intelligence Agency originates from Melbourne, Australia. Okay. So I'll just wait a little bit more because, sorry for being a bit late, but hey, what else are you supposed to do when there's 6 planets plus Chiron retrograde, right? Although that's going to change very soon. Okay, so if you haven't been here before, I want to welcome you, Cosmic Intelligence Agency fans. I have my people who know me also. Again, so we're going to talk about September. I can't believe that it's actually the end of August, which I'm sure most people are feeling that way too, but I think that's very much a Northern Ontario thing because we're very conscious. Hi from Alberta, Michigan, Florida. How you doing in Florida there? They just had a big tornado there. So we're very conscious here up in Toronto that this summer is very short. And I know down under, we're getting ready. It's about 3 weeks away till the autumn equinox, one of the 4 major events in the year. And I hope everybody can hear me okay. Hang on, I'm just going to put the sound up a bit there too. And of course, down under, you're getting ready to go into spring. We're getting ready to go into autumn or fall. And I've been busy working in my garden here, which is something I love to do. Somebody said Saskatchewan now, Alberta. Okay, somebody can't tell where they're even living these days. All right. So if you haven't been there before, I want to welcome you here. So this is how this works. I'm going to talk about the basic astrology transits with the planets, okay, that are going on all through September. And then I'm going to pull tarot cards. So this is the part that everybody usually waits for and likes. So I'm going to do live tarot card readings for each sign. So you have to be patient. You have to wait. Of course, I'm going to start with Aries and move right through the signs to Pisces. Okay, now if you know your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, which a lot of people do, hi from California, then you can also use the cards for that too. So we're moving from Leo season here. This is the card of strength. And we're going to move into Virgo season, which is called the Hermit in the tarot. All right. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you here. Okay. So how are you doing in that incredible, super rare blue moon Pisces yesterday? We're still in the Pisces lunar energy until tomorrow morning. So you can still kind of sit and soak it up. I did get to see, finally it cleared up here. I did get to see the big beautiful super blue moon out my window here. Went outside, took my crystals out, and going to continue to do that today. So, the effects of a full moon last about 2.5 days. And of course, it super affects our dreaming. So pay attention to your dreams, especially while the moon is in Pisces right now. You remember that this is a very rare special event. It happens once every 14 years. So it happened last in 2009 and won't happen again till 2037, I believe. Okay, so let's get right down to the astrology here. So as September begins, 6 planets plus Chiron are retrograde, but you know how that feels, right? So we're not really meant to be trying to do anything or push that river, especially with a full supermoon in Pisces, which is really the last of the signs. It's very internal, it's very receptive. It's a big time for karmic cleansing, I would say. I wrote a big article about it on my blog there. All right. So, but in a few days, things are going to change and things are going to start to move direct. So September the 1st, Mars in conjuncts Saturn. That's a difficult one because, Mars is action, it wants to get ahead, and Saturn is restriction. So these are traditionally called two malefic planets, Mars and Saturn. And when planets are in conjunct or quincunx, that means they're 150 degrees apart. They're 5 signs apart. And Mars, of course, is in Libra right now, where he's considered weak anyway. And Saturn, of course, is in Pisces. So there can be kind of relationship and karmic blind spots, I'd like to call that. Now, on September the 3rd, what we've all been waiting for the last 42 days is Venus finally stationing direct at 12 degrees of Leo, but it will take until October 7th till Venus moves ahead past her retrograde station degree, which was 28 degrees of Leo. So even though, yes, as a planet stations direct, they're at their most powerful, that energy has been in effect for that super Pisces full moon. And you might be feeling like really that slowdown, like really try to tune in with the planets. Venus is visible now, I believe, as well. And then on the 4th, it is also a holiday weekend here in Canada and in America. So in North America, it's Labor Day weekend. Somebody's saying hi from Montreal. So for a lot of people, they're kind of in that anxiety. It's like that back to school energy, right? In Europe as well. On the 4th, Mercury trines Jupiter. Now that's a really nice, beneficial, good for writing. Yes, Mercury is retrograde. You want to re-edit something. You want to go over your notes. You want to kind of remember and go over details about they said, he said, she said, whatever. It's kind of good for that. But it's pretty optimistic and upbeat, And then on the 4th, Jupiter turns retrograde at 15 degrees of Taurus, bang on that middle degree. And it will be retrograde until December 30th, so virtually right until the end of the year. So again, Jupiter can be good retrograde. I mean, I don't feel that retrograde planets are bad. I think they're good times. They're rest, renewal, anything that starts with RE. The symbol for a retrograde planet is a capital R and a little X. So it's good medicine. All right, so Jupiter turns retrograde, everything to do with education. Not really a great thing at the beginning of the school. Might be slowed down. Jupiter in Taurus slows down the markets, slows down everything Taurus, food, real estate, blue chip things, indicates the stock market might go down, the bull market might slow down now. So on the 6th, Sun conjunct Mercury, that's called a cazimi, I love that word, at 13 degrees of Virgo. It is very good if you want to make talismans for writing, for communication, even though Mercury is retrograde. So it might help you to kind of go within during that energy. On the 8th, the Sun and Jupiter trine each other. You could call that one of the best days of the year, actually. Again, a very good, positive, feel-good transit, very earthy, beneficial, good time to, feel good physically. Money, again, money issues, Sun in Virgo tends to worry about money. They want to have a budget, so you might have an excess amount of money there when you want to go out and spend it, maybe on the Sun Jupiter trine. But anyway, definitely a feel-good, positive energy transit. On the 11th, though, September 11th, of course, is a historical day. The Sun and Chiron in conjunct, which is interesting because it's like really those old wounds are going to really rise up. And there may be some that you realize that you've been kind of holding down. Chiron in Aries is very much about defending the vulnerable side. And the Sun can help them to come out in a way, and it's always a good thing. It like cleanses the wounds. Now on the 14th, there is the new moon. We just got through the full one, but we're already on to new moon, 21 degrees of Virgo, trine Jupiter and Uranus during that day. So that might be a good day also to think outside the box. New moons are always new intentions. At a full moon, it's completion. It's a time for gratitude right now with the Pisces full moon. And then you want to take stock, you want to take inventory on a new moon in Virgo. Again, it is about your health, your work, your community, pets, budgets. It's harvest time up here. It's starting to be harvest time up here up in the northern hemisphere here. So, and Jupiter, Uranus is kind of like thinking outside the box, right? Revolution, freedom, education, like I said, education being very different as well. So September 15th, Mercury finally also stations direct at 8 degrees of Virgo, but also it's going to take until September the 30th till it bypasses its retrograde station. So again, on the days when the planets station, they are very, very powerful. They virtually appear standstill in the sky. And, Venus and Jupiter were at that point during yesterday's full moon. They still are, actually. Okay, so on the 15th and the 16th, the sun trines Uranus. That's good for Bitcoin, good for rebellions, good for major change. Can be quite chaotic as well, good for high-tech things. The sun is bringing benefits. It could bring lower fees to things like banking. When does that ever happen, though? But it's a good time to like really free yourself up. Sun trine Uranus is always about freedom, you know. On the 16th or the 17th, depending on what time zone you live in, Venus and Jupiter square off. And so Venus newly moving forward again in Leo, squaring Jupiter. So Jupiter in Taurus, and Jupiter, remember, is retrograde. So now it's a kind of another sense of a going back, rewinding what went on, what we were talking about. Jupiter in Taurus rules the throat, kind of reviewing all of the changes. I know a lot of people have been having breakups, of course, during Venus retrograde. So September 19th, the sun is opposing Neptune. Now that is a very dreamy, very creative, practical, dreamy day. Good for thinking about your dream job. You could be feeling kind of foggy, kind of lost. It's quite psychic, very embodied, very much listening to your gut wisdom. It's a good day to say, I want to get my dream job going there. All right, so also on the 19th, Mars in conjunct Jupiter. This could feel like a missed opportunity somehow about love or money issues. And I hope that you all did a lot of releasing of a lot of toxic relationships on the on the Pisces full moon here, because that's what it's all about. It's a big karmic ending of cycles. So on the 20th and the 21st, the sun trines Pluto. That's a really beautiful, big positive energy, big wealth, has to do with health. So you might want to initiate a new health regime for you. Although again, as we change seasons here, especially more in the Northern Hemisphere, and we're going to start to get cold, you have to kind of integrate that energy as well. It's the opposite down south, where it never really gets cold. So Sun trine Pluto, yeah, put out your big ideas, write them down. What are your long-term goals? You know, things like that. Okay, hi from England, hi from Buffalo. Now, on the 22nd, usually the equinox is on the 21st, but it can be on the 22nd or even on the 23rd. So autumn equinox happens at 11:50 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The sun enters Libra, so the sun is sitting right on the equator. This is what tropical astrology is all about. On the 23rd, the autumn equinox happens at 2:50 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6:50 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So happy balancing things out period. Okay. On the 23rd, Venus trines Chiron, a good day for healing your heart. On the 24th, Mars is opposite Chiron in Aries, so old battles can begin again. That's kind of a fiery aspect. On the 24th, the sun also in conjunct Saturn, so this could be relationship issues, karmic issues, daddy issues, boss issues, things like that. Hi from Texas and England and Massachusetts. Welcome. Thank you for being here. On the 24th, sun in conjunct Saturn. Again, that's that relationship karma issue. Sorry, I just said that. On the 25th, Mercury trines Jupiter. Again, really good for writing, for communicating. If you have a deal that you want to finish, that's a good day to buy something, a big ticket item with Mercury trining Jupiter. And again, Mercury is now direct. On the 27th, Mercury in conjunct Chiron and Aries. Again, there's a lot of these in conjunct energies just because the planets are in those, those signs, those elements where they don't really understand each other. So it might be difficult to communicate, what you're feeling or how vulnerable you're feeling. Could be frustrating. On the 29th, there's a full moon at 6 degrees of Aries with not many aspects to it, actually. So again, Aries, the first fire sign, the first sign of the zodiac, it's at 2:58 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5:58 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 9:48 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So start new beginnings. Could be like, you have to think about a whole full moon cycle. So from this very rare, very special Pisces super blue moon, you kind of have until the end of September to kind of really work through that energy. On the 29th, Venus squares Uranus. Now that's very chaotic. Anytime we're dealing with Venus and Uranus, chaotic love, chaotic breakups, shocking revelations. Again, could be good for Bitcoin. Uranus rules Bitcoin. Lots of rebellions going on, especially women rebelling. Venus rules the divine feminine. On September the 30th, Mercury trines Uranus. Again, the news could be about some really unusual things. Could be UFOs. Uranus rules astrology, traditionally kind of space. Could be some big breakthrough technologically. And then on the 30th, Mars in conjunct Uranus. So there's a whole series of these in conjunct energies. Again, good for breaking free, good for breaking free. That same aspect happens on the 1st, Mars in conjunct Uranus. Okay, all right, so let's get down to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smudge everybody here. Okay, and if everybody knows about burning sage, this is an indigenous thing. I only use a little bit of sage. Okay, somebody said they had a difficult day. Well, it's so much Pisces energy. It's very introverted. It's intense, it's like we're taking karmic stock of a lot of old things. All right, so I'm going to shuffle my tarot cards here. I'm going to use my special crystal that I use to tune into what each sign needs, okay? And I'm going to give you some extra help here. I've got some extra cards here. This is from what's called the In Between Tarot by Janine Worthington. It's a special little tarot deck. And sometimes I like to give you an extra helping card too. And I use my big Thoth tarot deck here. Okay, so I'm mainly using the 22 major arcanas, plus I sneak in a couple extra cards just to keep it interesting. All right, so Aries, what does Aries need right now for September? Okay, so Aries, you get the Chariot. So this is the number 7. Now, 2023 is this number, the number 7. Okay, so again, this is very emotional, very sensitive. It tells you, Aries, that you need to pay attention to things at home. You need to pay attention to your emotions. You need to feel more centered emotionally, more safe emotionally. This brings up issues about what you do need to feel emotionally safe, or maybe want to move, or maybe you want to redecorate your place, or really look around. Do I feel happy here? Because, for every sign, your home is very important. So it could help you to, the ups and downs, kind of the riding the wave of the ups and downs through the month ahead. And so I would say it's also about psychically protecting yourself. So I think that for everybody, like for Aries, technically, the Pisces super blue moon was in your 12th house if you use Aries rising. Okay, so that means it's unleashing a whole lot of old unconscious, my intuition is saying demons, shadows, things that you haven't worked with that need to be dealt with. If you have scary dreams, they come in service. So you want to work through them. Okay, so yes, the Chariot. So it can be very fertile. Also, your stomach can be very upset right now. Watch what you eat quite carefully. I find that, it's a good time to kind of really clean up your diet. Okay, so Aries, you get the Chariot. You're in the driver's seat. You got to remember that. Okay, so Aries. So let's, okay, so there is some scam message on here from somebody named Kula Roy. That needs to be reported. Okay, we have zero tolerance for stuff like that here at the CIA. Okay, so Aries, you get this little card called Genesis here. So Genesis is like literally regenerating yourself. Okay, so starting something new, starting something that's maybe more emotionally connected to you, something that has to do with your past, with your family, with your mother especially. And so what do you need to generate right now? Genesis, generate, all of that thing. So it's about starting something new, and who's the best at starting new things except Aries. Okay, so all right, so Taurus. Okay, thank you for your feedback. It's nice to get live feedback. All right, Taurus, you get the Hangman here. So this is a time of deep surrender, which is exactly what the Pisces full moon is all about. I mean, there are 3 special major arcana in the tarot. They're called maternal letters, maternal cards, and this is one of them. So the 12 is about the Thor's father, Odin, a Nordic god who voluntarily hung himself from the world tree and to gain really earth knowledge, feminine knowledge, very intrinsic ancient knowledge directly from the earth herself. Nordic peoples are going back and actually using this, the runic alphabet, as their actual alphabet. So, but the Hangman has to do with not being a scapegoat and not being a martyr. So Taurus, you need to make sure that you haven't somehow gotten yourself all mixed up and turn things upside down, or you're looking at things upside down. And so you want to kind of watch where you need to let go. Okay, so Pisces, again, the Pisces full moon, let go, surrender, allow. This is about like giving it up to God or the great mystery of the universe. Whatever way you want to think about it, Taurus, I know you're stubborn And so it's very, very hard for you to let go, but this is exactly what you need to do right now. All right, so let's pull an extra card for you, just to kind of, we're gonna glom onto that. Okay, so this is the inner guide here, called the inner guide. Kind of looks like David Bowie here a little bit, I think. Okay, the inner guide. So Taurus, you need to turn into your inner guide. Like the more you let go of your ego and thinking that you know, then you really start to be able to listen to your inner wisdom, your inner guidance. Okay, all right. So Gemini. So Gemini and Pisces, Gemini and Pisces don't. They're always in conjunct each other. So this full moon, sorry, what did I say there? Sorry, no, they're always squaring each other. Okay, so Gemini, you get the wishing card though. All right. So the wishing card, this is a special, I put this in as an extra card. There's only one card like this in the deck. It's the Nine of Cups. So Geminis, sorry, I said in conjunct, Gemini and Pisces are both mutable signs. They are squaring each other off all the time. But here you get 9 wishes. Now the key with this, now Pisces has to do with imagination, with creativity, with whatever's in your unconscious. So when you get 9 wishes, you have to be very, very careful what you wish for. Okay. So make a list, check it twice, check it 3 times, 4 times while Mercury is still retrograde because it affects Gemini and Virgo the most. And wait, I would say wait until the new moon to begin to put those 9 wishes out. And it's not about manifesting Lamborghinis. It is about what I can do to help other people. So it's calling for you to be magnanimous. Let's put it that way. All right, so Geminis, let's see what you get. Okay, so somebody's asking for a card, but I'm just going to go through every sign. So whatever your sun, your moon, your rising sign is, that applies to you. All right, prophecy. Okay, so there we go. We were talking about tuning in to your intuition here, Pisces energy. So Gemini, really use that Pisces energy to tune into your own ability to see into the future, to prophesy, to be an oracle, a soothsayer. There's a million names for people being able to prophesy into the future, and also pay attention to your dreams. Since the Bible times, dreams have been used as prophetic messages. Okay, so Cancer. Let's see what Cancers have here. All right, so Cancer sun, rising, moon sign, whatever you have in Cancer, actually, you can use this card to guide you. Okay, Cancer, you get the Fool. So this is a brand new beginning for you. So I would say, because we've just had this huge ending, that Pisces super blue moon, you have to have an ending to have a brand new beginning. So the Fool is the wisest of all the cards in the deck. So don't laugh. The Fool is always about trust and innocence and living fully in the moment. So Cancer, this can also represent a child. So if you're trying to have a child, literally, this card often indicates a child coming into your life. It represents a brand new beginning. So, you've been tried. You're in a positive, supportive aspect from that Pisces full moon. So this is about going full circle. The Fool is all about trust and innocence and not worrying about the past or the future, just living fully in the present. All right, so Cancer, let's see what else you get here. So whatever it is you want to conceive or start new, Cancer, this is the time to do it. Okay, so you get turmoil. Okay, so turmoil. So it might be hard for you to complete things or come full circle or to really move ahead, to be in that place of trust and innocence. And if that's the case, any good oracle or tarot deck in my books is all about asking deeper questions. So where am I in turmoil about this? Where am I afraid? And understandably, to just jump in, without worry, to do what my soul is telling me to do. The Fool really represents your soul. So think about that turmoil, work through it. The answers are already in there. It will help you to do that. Okay, so Leos. Now, of course, Leos, you've almost all the degrees of Leo have been affected here, except the first, I would say, people born in the first week and right at the end kind of have escaped Venus. This is the card of Venus here. Venus in your face here. The Empress. Okay, so Leo, Venus. So what have you learned while Venus has been retrograde, Leos? You want to be the queen. You need to integrate your divine feminine. It is about going back over your mother issues, your childhood issues, what you love, what you nurture, your creativity. So this could be, it can be a very creative thing, Venus retrograde. If you've started a new creative venture, which is like something you've done before or even something brand new, this is good. You need to keep feeding it. You need to keep nurturing it. It's like a baby, it needs 24/7 care. You don't really get a break. You have to take care of it. That's how it grows. It grows on your love and attention. So being the queen, you may feel like you've been dethroned a bit, but it's a good time. It's been good. Venus does go retrograde every year and a bit, so it's a good time for you. And soon you'll be able to move forward, Leo. So just make sure you kept your heart open as you always do. Again, this is a very fertile card, very creative card. Anything you want to bring to birth into the world, September is going to be when you do it. Of course, when Venus turns direct. Okay. So let's give you some extra help here. Okay, and there's more spam on here. I can't believe it. Another spam here. Message. Okay, I'm going to have to report all those. Okay, so Leo, you get temptation. All right, now this is an oracle deck. It is not a tarot deck. So again, what is tempting you? Or, often with Venus retrograde, you get tempted because you really want to leave a relationship, but you're afraid to do it without having somebody else there. So beware temptation. Okay, beware temptation. Or what is tempting you that, maybe you still haven't taken up or properly nurtured or put to your bosom. That line came into my mind earlier today, that you need to nurture. Okay, so yeah, what tempts you is something you really want. Okay, and you need to give it to yourself. Okay, so Virgo, now we're going to go into your time of the month. Okay, yeah, please report these spams on here. I find that really, it's been happening more and more. Okay, so Virgo, you get the number 1 here, which is called the Magician. So this is a brand new beginning for you, Virgo. I would say, with Mercury retrograde this time in your sign, it's usually much worse. The Virgo retrograde is much harder. So this is the time to think about new beginnings, whether it's in your job, your health, new ideas, new relationships, new connections. Everybody's been under, all of these retrograde planets. And so you want to just start fresh. The Magician, it's just like Harry Potter, your mind, your consciousness. This is the magic wand up here that nobody can take away from you. Okay, so Virgo, let's see what else you got here. Okay, you got the sliding door. It's an interesting one. A sliding door, it sounds like a magic door, like you're being called up by Bob Barker to come up on some game show. What's behind the sliding door? That's an interesting question. So I think everybody could ponder that for a while. What would be behind the sliding door? Whatever's behind the sliding door is, of course, a projection of your imagination. So whether it's something great, whatever it is, a brand new car, or is it a tiger coming out to eat you? Whatever that sliding door is about, an opening to another dimension where you're free. Like, really work with that. I think that's a really beautiful kind of image. It's very creative. So if you had to write a story, Virgo, what's behind the sliding door? So start from there and write a little story. Just let your imagination take you there. Okay, so Libras. All right. Somebody else, there's another slime here. Palm reading. Please ban that person. Okay. Libra. Okay, Libra, now don't freak out here. Don't be afraid. This is the death card, number 13. It means a lot of change, Libra. Okay. So get ready to let go, to cut the cords that bind. Libras find it hard to leave relationships. So if you've had breakups, this is the time. That Pisces full moon, that super blue moon, is about cutting those karmic cords. And so you need to be brave, and you need to be strong, and you need to be able to really let go, okay, and be reborn, okay? So that's a good. Scorpio rules riches. So it can bring new money into your life. It can bring new depth, new transformation, an emotional rebirth for sure. Okay, so Scorpio, let's see what else you've got there. Okay, so Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, you get a card here called Flux. This is a really interesting little deck here, Flux. Flux means, oh, you're all fluxed up. I mean, it means you can't decide what you want, and things are very up and down, and nothing's very stable. And, that's kind of like a death state, I mean, depending on your ability to want to let go, the more you're willing to let go, the easier it is. But so it describes that you're kind of in a, like almost like in a bardo state in a way. A bardo state is a Tibetan Buddhist thing, meaning you're in between lives. You kind of have to go through that, just like Pisces, you know, you have to have your life flash before your eyes and, you know, kind of review everything. So there's a sense of there's flux and there's flow. So, you know, to be in the flux of things is kind of not a word that's used very much anymore. Can be very creative as well. Like, and that Scorpio energy is very creative. So go with the flux to get to the flow. All right. So somebody's from South Wales. Okay, that's very nice. Okay. All right. So that was Libra. Okay, I believe. And now we're on to Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio rising, sun, moon. Okay, you get the card of the moon. Okay, so this is the Pisces card itself. So Scorpio, you know, that full blue supermoon has been trining you. Again, it's giving a lot of deep, my sense is like trance-like information, like really a lot of stuff from deep unconscious levels. Really do pay attention to your dreams, Scorpio. There's a wealth of information in there. You're kind of at a crossroads. It's kind of like being in a liminal space here. So it's good. You know, it can feel like you're totally lost, though. It can traditionally, this card, the number 18, the Pisces card itself, is like the dark side of the moon. Yes, you can play that Pink Floyd song, but it's really about like a rebirth. I always describe it as the baby coming out of the womb, going down the birth canal. So it's in the dark. It doesn't know what's going on really, but it's still connected to the mother's heartbeat. So whatever it is you need to do to keep yourself connected to the mother's heartbeat, then you're going to be fine. And you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So it is very much a test of your faith. Okay. All right. So Scorpio, let's see what you've got here. The maze. Okay. My shamanic teacher, Raya Mountain Dreamer, used to talk about the web and the maze and the matrix way back in the early 90s before those movies came out, right? So the maze. So you may feel like you're in a labyrinth and lost. It's very much like what the moon card is about. Yes, lost in the labyrinth. But remember, you know, there is a cord that you can follow. You know, if you follow your deep intuition, you'll be able to get out of that maze. Okay. There is light at the end of that tunnel, that maze tunnel. All right. So Sagittarius. So let's see what you got, Sagittarius. Okay, you know, you get the card of Sagittarius. So in my deck, this is not the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It does say Sagittarius on the bottom there. That's one of the reasons why I've always liked these cards. So this is a time of alchemy. Now, the Pisces full moon was squaring all Sagittarius in general, if you use whole signs. And so this is a time to do the alchemy, the magic work of turning lead into gold. So if you've been in a funk, if you felt kind of insecure, if you felt, you know, whatever, things are not moving like the way you want, you know what, there's nothing like a downhearted Sagittarius, which is the sign of optimism, you know what I mean? And they all go through it. But, you know, maybe all these retrogrades are just, you know, holding your horses too much. So this is the time of alchemy. It is also the soulmate card. So Sagittarius, you may have a new soulmate coming into your life. It is about having that inner balance. You know, I know there's all the gender politics, but ultimately this universe works on a complementary duality. You have to have those two forces, which we call masculine and feminine. They're magnetic forces, they're opposites. So they become each other. It's very empathic, actually. The masculine becomes feminine, the feminine becomes masculine. So they understand each other, and it's literally alchemy. It is turning a lead into gold, Sagittarius. So the gold is always your inner wisdom. It's your inner strength, I would say, as well. It's your ability to be very positive. Okay, so Sagittarius, you get that art card there, which is traditionally called temperance. All right, so let's see, Sagittarius, what do you get? You get a little card here called trepidation. There's a mermaid on there, which seems very Pisces, and a big moon there as well. So trepidation, again, it's an old-fashioned word. So it's like there's still some fear there that you need to work out before you get to do the opus or the magical work. So again, there's something deep in the unconscious, the mermaid, very Piscean there, that maybe it's the one last thing here that's really holding you back. So I would really dive in and work through that. All right, so then Capricorn. Let's see what Capricorns get here. Okay. All right, so Capricorns. Okay, you get the card of strength here, which is also called lust in my deck here. So your lust for life, Capricorn. You gotta put your energy there. You gotta put your heart into it. Maybe Venus retrograde has really helped you to find your heart, Capricorn. I know they have hearts. It's just and really a renewed passion. Like the retrograde planets can be like I'm going over the old plans, and when this all ends, I'm going to move forward. So this gives you strength. You've got more power. You've got passion. You've got energy. You've got desire. Yes, it can be a very passionate affair coming into your life. You want to move forward. You want to uphold your heart. I mean, that's what's beautiful about this card. The Scarlet Woman here, she's upholding the Holy Grail. Okay, so that's what she follows. Okay, so if it feels good, do it. And if it doesn't feel good, don't. That's really the bottom line. Okay, if you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me through my website at tarottarot.com. All right, so Capricorns, you get the card of strength, traditionally, courage, power, the heart. You get to be a legend. You get this card of legend. That's what Capricorns all want. They want to get to the top of the mountain or their various mountains, their big goals, and be a legend in the world. So Capricorns, be legendary. Okay. Okay, so Aquarius. Let's see what Aquarius has here. So, all right, now you get this one special card here, which I also leave in. In this tarot deck, there is an extra. The tarot is based on the Jewish mystical tradition and the Tree of Life, and there are 10, it's called Sephiro on the Tree of Life. And this is an extra one. This is the 11th one, in a way you could say. So again, 1111, master number. Yeah, I like to call it the calling card from your holy guardian angel. So Aquarius, you really need to get in touch with what's called your higher self, your guardian angel. Everybody has a guardian angel. And so you need to listen to it. You need to call it down. Now, they can be your own ancestors. They can be, your guardian angels. There is actually, I want to mention that Saturn is actually sitting on the fixed star, which represents the Archangel Gabriel. So for everybody, if you need help, you need spiritual wisdom, you call down the Archangel Gabriel to help you. Saturn is there right now, and it will also cross that fixed star. It's about 3 degrees of Pisces. It's in the mouth of the fishes. You see it more in the southern hemisphere, okay, than you can here. So trust this energy, okay? That's Aquarius, right? Okay. All right. So Aquarius, you get an extra card here. Adolescence. I guess you get to be like a kid again. Now, if you are actually 42, 43, you're going to be having your midlife crisis, which is like having your adolescence all over again, a break-free time. So that was, what did you love to do when you were a kid? It can kind of bring that energy in again. So again, freeing yourself up to be kind of like childlike and innocence will help you to connect with your higher self. All right, now Pisces. Now this seems like it's been really long and intense this time. Okay, so Pisces. Now, considering that you've been the focus here with that super blue full moon in Pisces, you get the card of Taurus here. Now, it has been also pretty earthy. Jupiter ruled Pisces traditionally. It is in Taurus. So Pisces, now you have to be very grounded, ground your vision, ground your dream, and speak your truth. In this, this deck, it's got a very feminist image of Isis there, speaking her truth. She's in front of the patriarchy. There's no spiritual authorities that are going to be above you, Pisces. You need to really trust your gut instincts, trust your inner wisdom, trust the magic of being in the earth realm, and speak your truth. So this is very empowering here, Pisces. So everybody who has Pisces sun, moon, nodes, whatever, rising angles, asteroids, this is where you need to speak your truth. Okay, so it's wealth. It's also about art, creativity. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is exalted in Pisces. All right, so let's see what Pisces gets as a helpful card here. Yeah, thank you. You're talking about my hat. I thought about getting another one actually, but this is my special priestess hat. All right, so Pisces, you get this card called Purpose. Let's see what's on the card here. It's kind of like a flying dragon. They're a little hard to see. So follow your purpose. Follow your higher self, Pisces. You need to be, Cosmic Intelligence Agency said, heck yeah. All right, thank you. That's Yulia. She's on here saying hi. So follow your purpose, Pisces. You know what it is. You should have a sense of it right now. I mean, really, you've been the focus of this. Think about it as you're going to go ahead with your purpose for the next 14 years. which is kind of an archetypal Saturn mid cycle there. All right. So I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you so much for being here and join the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I believe they have another upcoming workshop that I saw about Uranus and Jupiter, I believe. So thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com, sending you many blessings for September. All right, take care. Till the next month. Okay, bye-bye.